Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. In the last video I made a tutorial on both team to score, also known as go betting strategy, but we couldn't finish it in that particular video. So in today's particular video I'm going to give you guys the full step-by-step guide on how to make use of this particular strategy. So for those that are coming across this particular market for the first time, both team to score is also known as BTTS or go, which is GG. So it's a betting market where you simply predict whether both team will score at least one goal each during a football match, regardless of who wins or what the final score says. You are not concerned about that one. So when we are talking about the advantages of BTTS, that is both team to score betting strategy, it is simpler to analyze because you don't need to predict the winner or final score. Just what you just need to do is to just study both teams attacking and defensive stats. And another thing about this particular strategy is that it is exciting and entertaining when it comes to using both teams to score. You really enjoy it because as long as the game is ongoing, the chance for both teams to score keeps the bet alive, because even if it is 89 minutes or 90 minutes, you still have the hope of getting your games done. But one of the most beautiful thing about this particular betting strategy, the reason why I like it very well, is because it offers better odds than safe market. you know Going for games like double chance, or maybe over 0.5 goals, both teams to score odds are often better, and they are better than all this over 0.5 goal, because with just one games you can only put stake on just one games, just one alone, and with that, if you are consistent with it, you are going to make profit more than accumulating save odds like 0.5 games, all these and double chance handicap like that. Though all these particular market are also accurate, all this handicap over 0.5 goals, they are very accurate, but to save yourself from the risk of accumulator, that's one beauty about both team to score market. Alright, so in the previous video we already did the analysis and the guide tutorial and also all those stuff like that from the model one, from the model, the step one, step two, step three, step four, before reaching the step five. But we stopped at step two because we have step one as goal scoring rate, we have step two as goals conceding rate, we have the step three head to head goal scoring, and we have step four recent form for the both team to score, that is both team to score form, and we have the last and the final steps, which happens to be the BTTS confidence score, that is both team to score confidence score. That is where you are going to round up and conclude if you are going for a particular game as both team to score or not. So I'll be starting from step one in this particular video, and if you are watching this particular video, it involves a lot of calculation, but when you are used to it, you will be doing the analysis within just 5 to 6 minutes and you are done. What you just need to be doing next, because when you are getting used to this particular strategy, what we just do is that we just check the last five games, the head to head, then you are done. Then you go and predict your games when you are familiar with this particular strategy. But for start, so that you guys will understand very well and the reason behind the steps, I'm going to take you guys from the step one of the model, step two, step three, step four, and going for the final scoring, where you are going to decide if you are going for this particular game as both team to score or avoid it, because predicting a game as both team not to score is also very risky. You can only do that in leagues that doesn't score goals very well, for example the Argentina leagues. But leagues like Australia, leagues like this, it is very risky for you to be predicting both team not to score. Alright, now moving on to the step one of this particular strategy, what you just need to do first is to check the last 5 games of each team. That is, we are going to check the last 5 games for the home team, we are going to check the last 5 games for the away team. Now let's start with the home team first. So as I said earlier, this particular strategy involves a lot of calculation, so kindly make sure that you are jotting each of this particular data down. So in the last 5 games of the home team, we are going to work on the goal scoring rate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we have in this particular game, the home team actually scored 2 goals. So adding all these particular goals scored in the last 5 games for the home team, we can see that we are able to get 14. You guys can calculate it. 2 4 2 4 4 3 1. All right, so calculating everything together, we are getting 14. That is the goal scored for the home team in the last 5 games. Now checking the last 5 games again, check the goals conceded. We can see that the total numbers of goals conceded by the home team happens to be just 4. So we are going to do that the same process for the away team. And checking for the total numbers of goals scored by the away team in the last 5 games happens to be 9. Okay, 9 goals. And checking for the total numbers of goals conceded by the away team, we have 1, 6, 8. Okay, we have 10 goals conceded by the away team. All right, so now let us first get our goal scoring rate. So let's get the percentage on that, and let's get for the away team also. All right, so don't forget the total numbers of goals scored by the home team happens to be 14, and dividing it by 5 to get the average goal scored is 2.8. 2.8. All right, so the average goal scored by the away team, the total numbers of goals scored by the away team happens to be 9. And so in order to get the average goal scored in the last 5 games, we are going to divide that 9 by 5. So we got 1.8. So we just have to add 2.8, that is average goal scored by the home team, and 1.8 average goal scored by the away team. Okay, plus 2.8. So we are able to get 4.6. Now we have 4.6, and what you just need to do is to divide it by 2. So we are getting 2.3. So the final thing to do after getting this particular 2.3 is just to multiply it by 10, so that you will get a big figure that will be very easy for us to add together and get something. So let's just multiply it by 10. So we get 23. So for the first step, which I called the goal scoring rate, that is 23. That is the first step of the model. So don't forget to have the first step, goal scoring rate, goal considered conceding rate. We have the head-to-head form, and we have both team to score form, and that both team to score form comes from their last previous games against other opponents. So the first step that we are done with now is the goal scoring rate. Now moving on to the goal conceding rate, because when you guys are familiar with this particular process very well, it will be very easy for you to go it's very easy for you guys to go for market of both team to score, and when you are predicting it, it will just look like maybe magic, like, because the team will just be coming out soft. So if you guys are following, the goal considered by the home team happens to be 4, and when we say 4 divided by 5 to get the average point, that is 0.8. Then for the total numbers of goals scored by the away team conceded by the away team happens to be 10, divided by 5, that is 2. Then we add it plus 0.8, that is 2.8. That's adding uh the average goals conceded by the away team and the home team together. We are getting 2.8, and dividing it by 2, so we are getting 1.4. So don't forget, the next thing to do in order to get a very big odd for easy calculation, that is by multiplying it by 10. That is, you only multiply with 10 for goal scoring rate and goal conceding rate. Now let's multiply this by 10. So you get 14 for the goal conceding rate. So don't forget, the outcome for the goal scoring rate of this particular match is actually 23, and the outcome for goal conceding rate for this match is 14. Now the next step in this particular model is for the head to head, that is head to head. So let's check the head to head goal scoring. So what you just need to do about this particular head to head goal scoring is that you need to check the last 5 games against each other. So in this particular games we are able to get just 3. We are able to just get 3. Okay, so out of this particular last 3 games, they played both teams scoring everything. That is 3, right? And this means that we have, if it's up to like 5 games and they had 3 out of that 5 games ending up as both teams scoring, that is the 3 that we are going to pick. So we have all the 3s as both teams scoring, so 3. So for this particular head to head goal scoring, so far we have in their last head to head 3 games ended up as both teams to score. You multiply it by 20, then we have 60. So for their both team to score, their head to head both teams to scoring, we have 60 points from that particular side. Now the last part, which happens to be the step 4 for this particular model, is both team to score form. So this is why I said that this particular strategy is based on trend. Like I said, that I often said it, that there are some leagues that often do this thing. Predicting both teams to score is very simple, because there are some teams that are used to it, they do it very well, and we have some leagues that engage in, they score and they concede very well. When it comes to both teams to score, they do that very well. So this particular strategy will only help you to get those particular teams and leagues like that, and other calculation, additional calculation to it, will only boost your chance of winning this particular market. So this particular strategy, I'm not saying it is 100% accurate, but at least it's working out so well. Alright, so now moving to the last step, which happens to be both team to score form. This is where we are going to look into the last 5 games against other opponents. Now if you look into the home team, the last 5 games of the home team, looking at the last 5 games of the home team, you are going to check how many of these particular, in their last 5 games, how many games ended up as both teams scoring. So we have one here and we have the other one here, that is 2 for the home team, right? So we have 2 for the home team. And moving on to the away team, let's check in their last 5 games, how many of their games ended up as both teams scoring. We can see that all their last 5 games ended up as both teams scoring, and that is 5. So we have 2 for the home team, 5 for the away team. Now what we do next is to add it together. Now adding 2 and 5 together, we are getting 7, right? Now that 7, what you just need to do is to divide it by 2. You get 3.5. 7 divided by 2, we have 3.5, and that 3.5, just multiply it by 15. So don't forget, for goal scoring rating and goal conceding rating, you are multiplying your final point by 10. For head to head, you are multiplying your final number with 20. That is, if 3 games ended up or 2 games ended up as both teams scoring in their head to head, you are multiplying it by 20. Now for the both team to score form, after adding their each team's in their last 5 games that ended up as both team to score, after adding it together, dividing it by 2, we are getting 3.5 for this particular game. Now what you just need to do is to multiply it by 15, then we have 52.5. So for the both team to score form scoring, that the score that we have under these particular steps is 52.5. So all these particular points that we've been calculating since morning, we just have to add everything up together. So this is for both teams to score points. Now let's add it up with what we got from head to head scoring, goal scoring. So from the head to head goal scoring, we add 60, we have 112.5, and from Goal conceding rating, we had 14. All right. And from our goal scoring rating, we have 23. And in total, we are able to get 149.5. So there is a particular uh, limit that if this particular score doesn't reach, just try to always avoid the game. For example, this particular game is kind of, if we should approximate it, this is 150. If we should approximate it to normal figure, this is 150. One thing about this particular strategy, and one thing I does, is that if this particular point does not reach 50, I don't predict the game as both team to score. But if I'm able to get something around 150 and above, then I go for it. So this particular game is a little bit risky, but at least I can still actually go for it as okay, both team to score. Because if I should approximate this 5 at the back of the point, then I'm getting 150. So this game is kind of tight, you know. Just consider okay, let's go for 150. But if you are getting maybe 139 in total, avoid the game. Or maybe if you go for it and you won the game, that is luck. Because naturally, in betting, most of it is about luck, and all these analysis are just to increase our chance of winning. So in order to make sure that you increase your own chance of winning too, try to stick to a particular figure. Make sure that this particular figure is what you are going for and be strict with it. Then consistently you'll be getting the outcome right. So this is the full tutorial step-by-step guide on how to predict both teams to score markets that you guys have been seeing lately. So now it now depends on if you guys have the time to sit down to do the analysis and do the calculation, because when it comes to doing analysis of games, is not always very easy. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. You can just drop your question in case if you have any question regarding to this particular betting strategy in the comment section. Like our video, subscribe to this particular channel for more daily tips and betting education. See you guys. Bye bye.